lost 320 points. NASDAQ gave up 335. The S&P down by 79. Apple, Nvidia, and Salesforce have been the biggest losers in the Dow Jones Index in 2025.
Give me an apple, baby.
The numbers,
Give me an apple.
30 Dow industrial stocks have lost at least 20% of their value so far in 2025, with Apple leading at 27.5%. Nvidia next up
what a
at
27.3%,
and Salesforce third at just under 27%. And it's not just big tech struggling in 2025. Nike, Disney, Caterpillar, Boeing, American Express.
Give me my Nikes, man. Give me them Nikes.
20% of their value. On the Money Watch.
Give me them Nikes, baby. What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you. Ooh, itchy where I had that allergy shot yesterday. Allergy shot number 9. I guess they just increase the dose a little bit every week. Let's say hi to everybody. I can't really see. I'm feeling pretty doggone good. Tomorrow I'm going to be unwrapping the hand here. I have to stop at CVS and pick up some big bandage to go over top it. So really nice to see everybody tonight. As usual, my emails are popping today. A lot of people are horrified out there. We tell the real truth here, the unvarnished truth. All right, dude, not a great place to just leave your shitty car parked right by the railroad track there. I had a parking shopping cart almost on the railroad track there. Yeah, we'll get into it today. I can't answer all these emails, right? But I've always had the line on what's really going on in the background. And today was really perfect proof of what I was predicted talking the last year. I wish I was in Oscar Mayer Arena. Get tired of all the winning. Yeah, what's going on, GTB? I want to get the winning on in the slots, man. When I get down to Vegas, the small bet strategy. We have to really verify whether that's good or whether we were recipients of accidental success, right? I mean, that's the real key. All right, so please take a second, tap the 3 dots and like up the stream. It is very appreciated. It helps get it out to more people. Obviously, though, every day more and more people are finally pulling their head out of their little drama sphere and seeing what else is going on in the world. And they're starting to get a little bit concerned. They're starting to get a little bit nervous. Rosie, what about my job? What about this? What am I going to do? Is my money safe in the bank? How's your beach? Right? All right. It seems to work. We're going to have to check it out and see if it's true. There's some type of rhythm, and I'm very sensitive to whether a machine is tight or loose. So I will be back in a minute. We'll get into it. Ain't nobody going to chill, honey. Compared to what's coming up, this is chill. All right. I'll be back in a minute. Rewind, baby. We got the old red box there. Man, I wonder how long those movies are going to be in there. One day when the aliens come, they'll see that box with those weird pictures on it. Like, what was this thing? Right? What the hell was this thing? All right, we're over the road, guys. We're headed to Kansas City. Oh, man. Over the road trucking. Here we go. All right. I saw Mike Johnson on Grindr when I was empty. Mike Johnson's a pretty, he's a decent looking guy, right? I mean, he'd probably tear him up on that. Right. He'd probably tear him up, baby. Tear him up on the grind. All right, let's try to get out of here. We probably have somebody coming behind us that we're going to smash this Lexus next to us. Can you imagine hitting a Lexus? What that would cost in a repair bill? Right. These days, if you even touch a vehicle, they'll total it out on you. And then they'll hit your insurance saying you totaled out a vehicle. Even though you just dented in the, it's too much. Right, we're just going to total it out. I don't know, Zach. I have no idea, man. I'm not into that. I try to keep my thoughts on a higher plane of existence. Here we go. We're nudging out. We're nudging. Anyway. What an exciting time to be alive, huh? Is this not an exciting time to be alive in the world? Right? Let's just take a little appreciation for, we knocked Bike Boy off of his bike over here. Let's just survey. There it is on the right. Bike Boy just came flying across. I just took off like this, and then all of a sudden Bike Boy came flying across the intersection and right through the fence, right? Said, man, you knocked me out of my shoes. It's like, dude, right? Let's be real. Let's be real. Right? You just blew a stop sign. I almost threw you, man. I said, I got the whole thing on video. I go, go ahead, man. Get the hell out of here. I'm like, all right, dude. I thought you'd change your mind. Right? As soon as he saw the old cell phone and the live, that was the end of it, right? It's like all of a sudden, man. Right? You're on two wheels. I don't give a shit if you're a go-kart, a motorcycle, a Greyhound bus, a semi pulling triples, man. If you roll through a stop sign, you're the one at fault. End of story. All right. Follow the rules of the road. What's going on, Ronnie? How you doing today? What is going on, everybody? I'm gonna have some. I thawed out those surf clamps tonight. And have them with some rice. Cooked up some rice today. Be a little bit of a Asian light meal tonight. Let's see. Hey Mario, how are you? Tesla parts are affected now. I don't know. I mean, it's right. There's, I would say, don't keep your eyes exclusively on the tariffs, because something I've been talking about for a long time is the actual Wizard of Oz behind the curtain that people aren't seeing. And yesterday and today, the Wizard of Oz tipped his hand. I pulled back the curtain and I saw it. And it ain't a pretty picture. So my gal Naomi, when you tell everybody to chill out, we got to chill out, but we also have to be cognizant of what we're in for right now. Okay, we're in for something that's unprecedented for almost 100 years here. It's a radical change of lifestyle. All right, and better to be prepared for it than to sit there like a piece of roadkill on the railroad tracks and say, gee, I wonder what, I didn't even see that coming. Right. Well, if You have love for people. You love for your subscribers. You speak your mind. You don't hold back. I'd rather end up being wrong with egg on my face than, not be the person out there that's warning people with the signal light, the kerosene lamp. Hey, man, the railroad bridge is washed out ahead. Right. I can't believe they're cutting all these trees down here. Wizard is the banks. What the hell does that mean? Oh, the banks are a sideshow right now. No, as I've said before, and events are starting to bear out today, you just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. You're right, similar to Herbert Hoover, elected in a landslide in November of 1928, takes office, has 5 glorious months, and then in those days you got sworn in March. You had to wait all that time from early November, early December, early January, early February. You had to wait 4 months until your inauguration day. Right? So by the time he took office, he had 4 decent months, and then the shit would hit the fan. Right? Wrong place at the wrong time. The Golden Boy. Right? Isn't that what Calvin Coolidge called him? The Golden Boy. We love you, Herbie. Oh, you, Herbie. Funny how nobody's really noticed I'm using real-time newspapers from 1929 to exactly overlay what's going on day by day here. Well, let me just first say, I hope something really positive happens overnight. I think that's absolutely critical that we have some kind of piece of some kind of bending of the will here, some kind of, so we're not locked into some battle of the egos, right, where we're just nobody's gonna flinch or whatever. Because I'll tell you that the Chinese are much better suited for the doing without than we are here. Let me tell you that, right? They have 5,000 years of basically being crapped on, and they're used to it. All right, here they go. I mean, think of what happened in World War II when the Japanese, slaughtered in Nanjing and everything, and bombed Shanghai. And you know what? At that time, they said, you know what? We're packing up the government, the whole damn thing. We're packing up every piece of machinery, every ox, everything. We're putting it all on our backs, and we're carrying it 1,500 miles into the interior to the city of Chongqing. And we're setting up the largest mass migration in the history of the world. Right? Something like 12 million people. That's the kind of stuff that they're capable of, the fortitude that they have when it comes to being crapped on. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see. Well, when they're used to, yeah, I'm just saying they're used to hard times, right? I'm not sure if the Fort Knox has any gold. Yeah, we're not in a battle per se. If we're in a battle, we're on the wrong side of it, right? Right, so welcome in everybody. Happy Tuesday. I just don't answer, I don't even acknowledge emails anymore unless they're just general ones about, hey Rosie, like Diane sends me or something like that. Or other people, yeah, I'm just looking at my, smelling a little bit down there, right? Hey, Gordon Ramsay. devalues its currency to keep the prices the same. It's generally been about 6.5 to 7.2 to the yuan. We're a little on the lower side now, but it doesn't behoove anybody because they also have to buy things overseas too and purchase. But it's not exclusive to China, right? Today we had almost something that's unprecedented in history. We had a market that exploded upward, 1,600 points, right, this morning in a Dow, and people were telling you, they're laughing, yeah, there you go, Rosie, and then by the end of the day, we're in a power dive down 400 points, and at the end of the day, we've had the widest trading range in the history of the stock exchange, probably on record volume today too. In World War II, invaded Norway to build a Blackwater to make a nuclear bomb, but yeah, he wanted that heavy water, right? That deuteronium, that heavy water, that was the thing, right? Deuteronium. But that's why he was particularly interested in Norway. We'll get to the meat of it in a bit. Let's just welcome everybody in. Norway snuck in and stopped. I guess that, I don't know. Norway was an overrun country. They fought valiantly on skis. They had a very good winter. All their uniforms were white, right? So they blended in perfectly into the snow and everything. And due to their skill on skis, they resisted a long time, right? But you had a prime minister, right, who was a traitor to Norway. Hence we have the term Quisling today. You ever heard of somebody's a Quisling? The meaning is somebody that carries the water for an enemy of the people. His name was Quisling. Hey Bruce, doing good. Trump has way too much influence. It's beyond Trump. Hey everybody, my hand is doing pretty good. How you doing, Alan? So that name Quisling, he was the prime minister of Norway, and he basically signed the country over to Germany, right? Unfortunately, so that name Quisling stuck through the English language, meaning someone that sacrifices their own people, right, to the enemy or whatever. It was a terrible, terrible thing. As much as I love Norway, it all comes down to that human element at the time, right? So, hey, how you doing, Michaela? Yeah, a lot of people are showing up again. People text me, oh, I'm going to be in that chat. I said, right, a lot of people were like, what is going on now? So, nice to see you, Michaela. Michaela, are you still in the Nebraska, Iowa area? There?
Okay, I'll be back on the 21st. I'll be in touch with you. Okay, the 21st? Yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye. Nice to see you. Good to see you.
All right, nice to see you, Ronnie. All right, what's going on? Ronnie, how are you today? Good to see you. Kaylee, it's wonderful to see you today. Alan Gentry, Havid, what's up? Metallic T-Rex, how are you? Nice, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up, Zilly Willy? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Oh, that's right. You moved on to South Carolina. Okay. Conservatives are stealing from you. I'm not surprised at that. They're stealing. Some people are stealing my material for sure. Yes, absolutely. What's up, Lee? How are you? Good to see you. Nobody stole my main material yet, but they're going to put 2 and 2 together before too much longer. I don't know, Senor Tacos, never seen you in my chat before, but welcome to you. I never forget a person that's been in my chat. I've been hiding, it gets so crazy around, and we both know I'm cray enough. Oh, you're pretty doggone cool. Small, tiny, but definitely a hellraiser. Right. Yeah, Quisling, right? There's that very famous word, Quisling. You ever heard somebody say, man, you're just a Quisling, right? You would sign us over for 20 pieces of silver or whatever, right? How you doing, Zofo? What's going on? Bobby's treatments are done. The real thing now, you need to keep the boss in your prayers. He had to be admitted to the hospital yesterday on my urging and also Janet's urging, because he had the flu or something, and it ended up going into his lungs and things. So he had to go in there and get treated. Luckily, it was I think it's a bacterial pneumonia, so it will respond well to antibiotics. But we got a lot of people down right now, right? I'm down, right? Bobby's down, the boss is down. Janet, of course she didn't mean to, but she passed along her flu to him. So yeah, thank you everybody. So he will definitely appreciate that. I could hear him. I was talking to Janet on the phone, you know, she was down in the hospital. He was you could hear him kind of grumpy yelling in the background, so that's a good sign. Right. So I got so many tubes and wires in me, man. All right, let's see. Duncan, hello, bro. Japan and South Korea have many bases which help with and gives Trump some leverage, whereas China has no message. They don't have to listen to him. What's up, Jimmy the Hobo? How you doing? The legend is in the chat, Jimmy. How you doing? Guys, about a year ago, I started doing videos talking about there will probably come a day when we have some type of severe equity market action like we've had the last, well, really since, I don't know, January, February, when we topped out. And I always said at that time that the biggest problem facing our nation, it doesn't have to do with tariffs. It has to do with funding. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Sanchez? Who is that? Propuccio, hello. All right, tariffs are a big cover for what's going on right now, right? They're helping to accelerate the problem. You know, they're like pouring gasoline on a fire. But basically, we have, I always said there'll be a day when we have downward swinging markets, and there may not be a corresponding drop in interest rates. And over the last 2 days, the 10-year yield has gone up 59 basis points in 2 days in the face of a terrible stock market. This is unprecedented. Usually when you have a severe sell-off, right, the long-term, all of the interest rates go down because it acts as an automatic stimulant to encourage borrowing and all that. But suppose instead of going down, that they start to rise, right? Funding the deficit, right? Suppose instead of falling for the first time ever, I mean, now comes the first time ever where instead of going down, they're actually rising. This plays into the whole situation. My doctor today for hospice, I'm probably, well, God love you, Michaela. This gives a lot of explanation of why gold has been going up like crazy. Pulling silver along to a large extent. Silver will be the small guy's deal when it finally hits the small guy that there's something big going on in the world. The silver will be the go-to for the little guy. Right. But why has gold gone from $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 an ounce? Right. Inflation has already been over. Right. Yeah, you get an egg pop here and there and other bullshit. Right. Now, when people look ahead and they see the tariffs kicking in, and they think of the effect that it's going to have on business around the world, particularly the United States, people have been selling left, right, and center to get the hell out because they don't know how bad it's going to be, right? That adds further pressure on calls on the Treasury in the future for potentially unemployment claims, right? Increasing number of food stamps, increasing number of people that need housing, increasing people that need mental health attention and things like that. How does a government that has basically put shock tariffs on the world. Now, we're not talking about whether they're deserved or not. We're not talking about, these countries are cheater. We're just talking about a fact. Slapping these babies on is like, it's like taking jumper cables and plugging into your wall in your house and just touching. Right? You take this tariff stuff, you take the decline in markets, right? And you have a pretty tough scenario for having a shrinking budget deficit. Particularly, also, you have the deflationary impact of cutting federal spending dramatically here. Something to the tune of already like $200 million or something, $200 billion or something like that. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you put the plus signs in and you add it all together, you have a very, very difficult situation. And I think that finally enough people that really control the big money in Wall Street are waking up to the reality that, hey, it's going to be very, very difficult to fund our government, right? If the stuff's hitting the fan. Here. Oil, yes. Hey, Smooth, how you doing? Oil is dropping fast. Lumber has dropped from $750 per 1,000 board feet of 2x4 prepped to about $525 in a matter of 5 or 6 days. So, I mean, there's definitely deflationary forces that are at work now. Now, people say, well, it'll be great. It'll bring American manufacturing back. But in the short term, what happens if you blunt demand so severely that, right, people can't buy, right? Or people are fearful, right? Or people say, you know what, I'm just going to hold off a while. I'm not going to buy that car. I'm not going to buy that TV. I'm not going to buy a KitchenAid mixer. I'm going to cut back on my Uber Eats, Mr. X, living in the lap of luxury, right? It all takes a cumulative toll, but we have $50 going begging because nobody wants to work. There'll be no jobs begging in a little while. How you doing, Welsh Boo? Yes, prices are dropping, but that's not necessarily a good thing. Gold gold went down $120, but that's nothing in the scope of where the price is. New manufacturing will be AI. The only thing how can I get a dollar with our third twins? I'm not sure. Hey, Monkey Boy. Right, there's a big gap between having the money to build and invest in factories, right, and making them economically feasible when the cost of borrowing becomes higher, right? In other words, if you have to pay 10% on your money that you borrowed to build your factory, that makes it tough not to overcome in the whole scheme of things, right? Where you price your product and all that. Our favorite meter gal is around. What's up, Angus? How you doing? Hey, Shimei. Trump doubled down on China. It's going to get ugly. Don't figure it out, but he will save the people. Look, I don't have any ill will against anybody, right? I'm sure in the president's mind, he has an idea that this will be shocking, right? But who's going to blink first, right? And the president's going to be, it ain't going to be me blinking, right? That's because we made work optional over the last 30 years. I told you 5 years ago that this is the first time in my lifetime I've ever saw people with the attitude that work is optional, discussing something like a guaranteed income just for existing. Right? It's not going to be a question of that. Right? Yeah, thank you, PC. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's good to see you. I hope that you are well. I tell you, you can see. Plus, what's going to happen for mortgages and things if interest rates pop past that 5% pour on the 10-year? Right? All of a sudden, you just slow home building dramatically, and borrowing and credit cards go poof left and right. Right? How do you get that income? Which income is that? What jobs are going begging? Every place I go has plenty of help. I'm not your scout out here, Carrie Class. It's not my job to go scout out a job for you. I always assumed you were content washing, scrubbing toilets at long haul bus companies like Greyhound and right. That you don't work for. I'm not sure what you're asking there, GTB. Yeah, I don't think it's like I'm not your scout, right? I'm not your gopher. No, there is no straight answer. I already told you what's going on. Your whole life is you want to talk about some stupid sideshow. When I'm talking about the major leagues, you're dicking around in sandlot ball, right? Get your eye on the ball. All right, think bigger. I think China needs us more as a consumer than we need more of their crap. I don't know how 100% tariff aids consumption, but it's certainly not going to go below probably 34%, even if these guys back off and pull their pants up and put their dinglings away. We don't know where it'll be. How did you get the money Yeah, it's doing good, Angus. Thank you. How do you get the income you don't have to work for? Oh, by social media. Hey, Tess, how you doing? By being a social media star, by being a gamer in mom's basement, you take your lifestyle down to nothing, right? You take your lifestyle down to just this existence level, and you spend your time on the computer and gaming and all that kind of stuff. How you doing, Joni? What's going on? Right? I'm going to be a social media influencer. I'm going to be a tester for games, and I'm a bagel entrepreneur. What's up, Corky? Yeah, a lot living off their parents, and it's a nice existence, right? There's nothing wrong with it. If you're older, you live with somebody. That's a good thing. It's a symbiotic relationship. You help them, they help you. As long as you're helping them and you're not being just a straight parasite, right? If you moving in means mom has to wash your laundry and clean the toilet and cook for you and stuff, yeah, then it's probably not the best relationship in the world, right? Right. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's not real lucky. I'm not sure what that means, GTB. Social media earnings are taxed. Yes, that many are called and few are chosen, Shemaine, right? Right. That's the problem. That's the false lore of that. And now people come out and who knows? I mean, TikTok, right? Grown in the Rancho. That's right. All right, take care. God bless you, Michaela. Right. So I just tell you today, I couldn't believe it, and I was just working around, and I'm checking in here and there, and every time I check in, the 10-year interest rate is going up, 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 up. And at the same time, the market's going boop, 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 boop. I'm like, I've never seen this. No way. Started yesterday, if you remember. A lot of little Johnny, though, a young adult, maybe smoking pot and living on. People are just, yeah, that's right. It's exactly. You're an algorithmic chance, right? Right, GTB. Yeah, if you can pull it off, that's great. How does your grocery store get plenty of help when there is such a dearth of labor? Well, how will there be enough labor if people think all these factories are going to be built? You can really follow a formula to be successful. I don't know. right? It takes that element of fortitude and persistence and working hard, right? Right. My favorite was when many were doing Uber until the pandemic, then want to collect unemployment. Shimei had to get that sorted out. The state of New Jersey. It's like, oh no. It's like meatloaf. I'll do that, but I won't do that, right? Can you hear Shimei? Can you see Shimei? I'm sure Shimei put out a memo after careful consideration. Right, we've decided the state of New Jersey has deemed that if you are a at-will contract worker, right, I get self-employment income and I pay into unemployment. Of course we do. These people claiming, Rosie, sit down, peeps. There's Naomi. I knew a kid that thought he was going to get his mom's Social Security. Well, right now we're seeing the absolute decimation of a supposed intergenerational wealth transfer that's supposed to take place now. Right? Right. Everybody's slobbering, waiting for that money to come down from mom and dad. That 401k. And let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. And it drops a couple chiclets. Right? And you say, shit, I'm not even gonna bury the old boy, right? It's gonna, right? Just put him out in the trash can. Are you kidding me, man? You've just rained down chiclets on me. Terry, we all missed the money boat, but we didn't build our lives around the money tree, right? Right? What's net worth now? 800 from sports betting was 5. What's 800? I'm not sure what that means. Had to leave kids anything nowadays. Too many rules. Well, I don't know. It depends on what state you're in and all that. But right, I suspect by the time this baby is. Somebody said, will there be a rally? There'll be a hell of a big rally, guys, but not for quite a while. We got to go down and probe the bottom of the sewer, right? I mean, we got to take a stick and find out where bottom is on this baby first. Corky, protest analyst, Trump is stimulating treasuries and manipulating them, and then he'll negotiate debt interest rates. Well, you can't negotiate the 10-year, right? I mean, it's like, right, there's nothing I was saying, 800,000 my net worth now here from sports betting. Where do you do your betting, Adrian? What's your favorite? Circa, the old Hilton? Bills can't be this high shortly. Not sure what that means. Bills can't be this high shortly. Mobile apps. Okay, just make sure you get paid out. Don't be like the people that had Bitcoin. Right. And they got scammed on the Bitcoin. I disagree. The British people work hard. Yes, they work hard, much harder. Hey, news unit, how you doing? Oh, your bills keep dropping. I don't know. But I'm saying, imagine a situation with a declining currency, and you have to have rates go up to protect it, even though everything else is going down. What do you have? Right? What do you have at the end of it? What country do you have? Who wants to fill in the blank? What's the role model for a country where interest rates just skyrocket? Everything else is in the shitter. The currency, everything else. What's our poster child for that? Yeah, you're a wealth. Well, I'm not a wealth of information, but thank you, Melody. But I'm going to tell you what I think. Not so much Weimar was just hyperinflation. Although this country's done its share of that, not our country, but my poster child country. Right? Right. Hey, mountain bike addict, hyper T. Hey, we're 600 plant life today. Right. That's my favorite, right? 600 plant life. There would nothing fall back on in that day. If you had a church or knock on the neighbors, knock on somebody's door and ask them if they could give a sandwich or something. Right. Well, I'm going to tell you what the country is. It's Venezuela, okay? Why is there not a world market? There is a world market. Right, yeah, these are only my opinions, but factually, I would say that the things that I've talked about are definitely unfolding. So I'll put that as the caveat to that disclaimer. Us, Japan, then screw charity, they're all a ripoff. WTO is a world market, yeah. So, just why would you have one stock exchange when you have so many different natural resources across different countries and different capital bases, different levels of wealth? It's impossible to have a world stock market. All right. The more regional, the more country specific they are, the more apt they're to be successful. Well, it's not 200%, it's a 100%. We're now up to like 103%. How will that play out? I don't know. I'm sure that there's people that are running out trying to make some purchases now. Risk of countries refusing to trade. Well, that's what I'm saying, Wellspring. Why do you think we're having this rollover in dollars? You know, if I had the wherewithal to stick it in for Swiss francs or something, right? Looked like a pretty good bet to me. Right? You might be able to buy a nice Audemars Piguet watch. Nice Rolex presidential. Right? There'll be lawsuits. I told you, if you're a lawyer, if you're a government lawyer, your ship has come in. There is more legal work. There's more paper flying around than you can shake a stick at. All right. Is that going to change? No, that's going to accelerate. Right? Right? There's a lot of people don't like their program got cut. The Supreme Court ruled this afternoon that 15,000 provisional Smokey the Bears or whoever, the national park, all these provisional employees that were hired, they can go bye-bye now. Oh, about you, what you been doing? Are you trucking now? No, I'm in my van. You follow my channel news unit. You must know what I'm doing these days. We've known each other for years. Trump's got so many laws. It's not so much against them. You have to sue the government, right? As a representative of the government, you don't sue the person. You sue their policies, right? Their declarations and things. But I don't think this has more. Yeah, that's it. This has more to do with, I still go to Vegas. Yeah, absolutely. This has more to do with an untenable currency and interest rate situation. We've always been blessed with being able to sell our debt. No problem at all. And today, that stuff was sticking to the dealers like flypaper. They couldn't get rid of that stuff. All right. That's totally different in the past. Now, that's not to say it won't change, but at this point in time, given the profound drop that we've already had of basically 20% across everything, very unusual. And if you don't think a severe recession is coming, then you're just fooling yourself. All right. You don't have drops of this magnitude without big repercussions. We're making $2 billion a day so far with tariffs. I don't know, the tariffs they don't even start, right? Edibles today, just in case. There you go, Corky. That'll see you through. That'll get you through the first wave. Right. how much stuff will be ordered? I wouldn't sell any gold or silver. They've always been the perfect barometers of value. They've always been the perfect things to maintain value. He just said, like, yeah, well, you might getting that $2 billion now, but the problem is you're not going to have much landed material going forward out of there. All right? Because you move that through brokers and freight forwarders and places like Walmart, and they're like, if you think that we're paying 100% tariff when it lands in LA or Port of Oakland or Port of Baltimore, Port of New York, Port of whatever, Louisiana, you got another thing coming. Right? That's the problem with that. It assumes that demand that's coming now as a rush to get product in before the tariff hit is going to be the same demand that is there in the future, right? You know, what the Chinese don't do is they don't have a lot of news conferences. They don't have press meetings every day. They just make one statement and that's it, right? And, you know, it's like the president said, I'm waiting for the phone to ring. Well, dude, you might see spider webs on that phone. That's the problem there. Right. It looked like Russia has come to America. I don't think so, GTB. I don't think so. Everything's perfectly fine right now. It's hunky-dory. We're talking about things that develop over the course of the next year or so. The Mexican cartels made a deal. I believe I've seen it has stopped. That China has stopped what was coming in. Yeah, they want to sell it elsewhere. Yeah, they can move it through. The big change that they made that I talked about, I did a video about it. It's called "Is China's Future? What is China's Future?" And it talked about for the first time that they've decided to turn their attention into domestic consumption. And as much as they overstate the population, they have an enormous size population there. And if they start to leverage themselves and let out a little bit of credit to the average slob on the street and stuff like that, then they're going to be, they're going to be in high cotton, right? They just shift their focus from external to lifting up the livelihoods of the 600 million people that don't have a pot to piss in. Hey, Lurker, how you doing? Right, let's hit that thumbs up button, guys. These are opinions. My moderator, Shimei Ronnie, will just say these are just my opinions. We've always said that. We've always had that disclaimer on here. But I will put the subclaim on that the things that I've talked about are coming to, definitely coming to be right now. We had the most overpriced market in the history of stock markets. We had no value there. We had DeepSeek come in and absolutely torpedo the high technology area. Basically took the United States high technology from here to here in one day. All right. And if you look over there, they got robotics coming and all kinds of crap coming down the pike. That just torpedoed all of the chip fluff and all the other crap. Yes, market adjustments are healthy for markets, but not for investors. It's like they used to say in the 60s, right? War is not good for children and other living things, right? The signs with the flowers on it, right? Right, war. You know, who was it? That beautiful movie star from It's a Wonderful Life. I can't. Donna Reed. Yeah, she would be out there protesting during the Vietnam War. war is harmful to children and other living things, right? Well, people are clueless. Well, I can't blame people for being clueless because we're all products of, we're all engaged in social media now. Watching what this person does about, oh, this person that protests about lost children is doing this a day in court, or this person's whining about a birthday they have, or this person is doing some crazy stunt somewhere, and arguably that's a lot more interesting. Right, but there will come a point where everybody's attention, as I said months ago, everybody's attention will be riveted on this, wondering what's coming down the pike, because it will hit home. Right, it will absolutely hit home. PhD, what president? Oh, it's Tom McGuire's back, right? Well, this you better keep your drawers on, Tom, because this one is going to be a barn burner, dude. And please don't use the R word in here. If my moderator could remove that comment, please. It's not often we remove comments, but right, we're not going to have that on. That just triggers the YouTube algorithm, and it could cause you to get a have a problem. So if one of my moderators could take that out, that would be great. Okay, Shimei, if you could remove that comment, or maybe the person could remove them. These are $500 fancies. All right. All right. You ain't got to worry about nothing, 'cause you my bitch, baby. Man, I can get down with that beat, dude. I can get down on that beat. Right, get down on that beat. All right. Yeah, no problem, Ronnie. I just have to be very careful. Right. Google is very tough these days with their AI chatbots running around and all that. All right. No problem, Shimei. You're right. You said, it's like you said, you work harder for me than you do in your job. How you doing, Shannon? That music was hard. I love you, Lurker. Right then. These disruptives are the least able to handle them. Trump should have taken a scout. Well, Melody, I sit here and I wonder how much should I say, right? And Shimei would say, Rosie, we're not ready for your vision. Just keep that, right? Right. Right. As hard as it is for you to shut that big mouth, just shut it up, right? We don't need that, right? We don't need that. Okay, Shimei, I heard you. All right. Hey, Scottish. No, I didn't hear the words. That stuff just goes in one ear and out the other, right? No, I don't know, Melody. I don't think the chat is prepared for that. It's too premature, right? You have to make sure that people are mentally able to, to cope with it, right? And I'm not sure people are at that point right now. Okay, this is a sea change coming up here. A sea change for the entire world. Right, this is a major transference of power coming up from the Western Hemisphere to the Eastern. All right, let's see. If you got a problem with how the guy has been there, but I'm going to have to be arrested. They got going with their hands in a cookie jar. I back was putting in an order for sugar, hot chocolate, and French vanilla flavoring. All right. The stock market didn't go up big today, Daniel. You better check the close, dude. Yeah, we had 5,000 people. Yeah, the stock market went up 1,600 points in the first 2 hours and then did nothing except fall until it reached down almost 500 points and settled down 300. You better update your data. All right, that might make you also change your mind, okay? Yusuf Khalid. I don't even know who Yusuf Testicle is, to tell you the truth. Halfwit. What is his name? Halfwit. I don't even know who that is. Yeah, not once. Who knows what you ever gave to charity carry class? You seem like the kind of guy. Yeah, many people are upset about their 401ks, but unfortunately, Shimei, I just have to say this part. People have been conditioned to hold. And they've been rewarded in the past for that. But they're unable to look at a chart that goes up parabolically like this and understand when you have that kind of 45-year rise, right? Then you have the other side of the mountain to get down to without killing yourself going down the slope. That's the difference, right? There comes a point where you can basically see how overextended, how big the bubble is. NVIDIA, there's so much demand, we don't even know what we're going to do. And then DeepSeek shows up, pops that balloon, right? It was a joke. If you're in equities, it's easy to buy, but exactly, it's easy to average into it, but it's hard to see. That's why you gotta be aware of major turning points. You don't have to do anything. Right? You had that Limo, you had that whole virtuous swing of interest rates from 1982, 1981, all the way to 2020. Interest rates just did nothing except down, 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 down. That just gassed up the market for, 45 years. It's over. That's done. What used to work in favor of it is now working against it, but who's going to understand and take action, right? To understand that the whole dynamic has changed, right? Like that tower. Yeah, they're just a cover show, right? Well, I don't know how great it is, Lee, but I appreciate you being here. Yeah, we had somebody that came in here that worked said they had 3 jobs, right? And they have, like Shimei said, you have no hope of collecting unemployment if you're working all these gig jobs, right? Right? Hey, Shimei's going to nope, denied. Send out letter A. Dear applicant. Is that the one, Shimei? Dear applicant, after careful review of your application for state of New Jersey unemployment, we have come to the conclusion that you are ineligible for benefits. Should you choose to appeal this, you of course have the right to appeal. On the back of this form, you will find the procedures for submitting your appeal. Next paragraph. We wish we had better news to share with you, but hope that you understand that making this decision is not easy. And we appreciate your efforts as a worker, but at this time we are not prepared to provide benefits. Thank you very much. Yours sincerely. You can hear Shimei. Just sign it the usual. Yeah, they were really high. I don't know about 26%. Money markets were 14%, 18% long bond, 30-year bond and stuff. It was crazy. And we still carried on as an economy. Can you imagine what the economy would do today if it was 18% interest rates? Enough said, right? I'm received stock. I'm assuming not. Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you have very good companies. I'm saying you're not as speculative. Blackbird's the canary in the coal mine. Shemay, how was that letter? Was that okay, or was that? Shit. Fraud will increase. Gird your loins. Thank you. That's it. Fraud is always, there's a lot of fraud already endemic, and that was one of the big things in the 1930s that continuously, it's like I always compared it when the tide goes out and you have a really low mean tide and people walking along the beach. Oh, wow, this really stinks to high heaven, right? Right. That's when the markets go down really bad. And then all the muck gets exposed, and little day after day, there's stories of he cooked a book, she did that, she embezzled, this one was fraudulent in the statement of earnings, and that it'll be a recurring theme, right? It will be a recurring theme coming up, because that was one of the big hallmarks of the early 1930s, was the amount of fraud that had been perpetrated, not just on Wall Street, but on Main Street too. Shemay's like, that's a wonderful letter, right? They're killing the market to Dave and lower the housing interest. The interest rates aren't going down, right? Why isn't a pension barterable? You could call, what do we call? J.G. Wentworth. Maybe they could give you a 40% haircut, and they might be able to pay out. Do 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 boo boo. You have 30, 40, 50-year-old guys just pushing shopping carts around loaded with crap all day, right? Timeshares. It's my money and I want it. Let's see. There's a lot of law breaking coming direct. Well, it's been a lot of law breaking on the streets that people chose to look the other way, right? Only now are laws being more vigorously enforced in this country. We had basically open borders to the tune that 300,000 people would cross in a month. I mean, if you're Venezuela or Guyana or freaking Nicaragua, you just empty the jails, you give everybody a $20 20 spot, and you just put them on the road. Go north, my man. Right? Go north. The land, the glorious land is there. From the town, what's the line now? Well, you got to go back, roll back, Disco. We kind of cover. I mean, hear my word of the day. They're flying by. Hurry up, would you? Your word of the day is Quisling. Quisling, Quisling. Named for the former Prime Minister of Norway. I'll let you do your homework. You can come back with a report on Quisling. That's your word of the day. All right. That's it. All right. Now, unfortunately, we don't. One of the president's faults, and I'm a centrist. I neither voted for Trump nor did I vote for Kamala Harris. I didn't prefer either of the choices because I worried about Kamala Harris being up to the job, and I worried about Trump being a big ego on the job. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, because I always support whoever our president is. All the way back, I didn't appreciate Jimmy Carter and the decisions that made, but I supported him. He was our president, right? Right? And now we have a point where we have a real showdown here with a major country, and it's just a question of, who's going to give first. Right? And we just have to hope and pray that cooler heads prevail and people come together, and then you'll get your big temporary relief rally. Everybody will be happy. Right? Do you have your seatbelt on for tomorrow's? Well, I don't know if it's going to be that bad tomorrow. Well, I've never said anything of the sort. I don't make those kind of judgments on people, right? What's up, Nick? Well, that was my decision not to vote anyway. All right, so that's it. Government thinks it knows what's best for us. Hey now, what's up, Deja Vu? Hey now, you're a rock star. Well, Christian, sometimes you can say, well, how much worse can it get? Right, so you hold your nose, you get the stick, and you just reach in there. Okay, I'll take a piece of that and a piece of that. Right. But I am afraid that this initial decline has not come near running its course yet. And more because attention will start to focus on fiscal matters and not tariff matters. You'll see more people start to address rising interest rates than tariffs. Hey Elizabeth, what's going on? They won't bend, they lose everything if they do become the new beacon of stability they hold against. Well, they're used to holding, right? Right. They're used to holding, right? They're used to sucking it up and, basically being on the rims, living life on the rims. It ain't going to be no big deal for them to just be on the rims, right? That's it, Cork. For other people, it'll be difficult. If you look structured settlement, then you need cash now. Grasshopper Plus and Swimmer cycle in my nutrition is good. Yeah, we need to make sure you're sticking up with your nutrition in there. That's important. You need to keep your energy level high. Right? Women have power. They use the letter B, hanging in there, bracing for the higher prices. I don't know, Elizabeth. Right? You'll have an initial stuff that's priced up, but you're going to have very resistant consumers that, I say keep an eye on the price for the standard amount of lumbers, 1,000 board feet. Keep an eye on that. Right? That's dropped precipitously the last few days. All right, that tells you what housing demand is going to be as that starts to go down. I couldn't be a professional politician. Heck no. Heck no. Heck no. Yeah. You have to understand, people said, oh, it's got to be over already. Well, think about this. If we use a model, we have 1929 as a perfect model, right? If you take from September after Labor Day, whatever that, September 3rd or 4th of 1929, until November 11th of 1929, that's the length of time it took until things finally hit enough of a bottom that you could have a huge sustained rally for the next 5 months before turning down into a hideous and protracted just dribbling every day down, down, down till June of 1932. Right, they got a big media put to his massive live streamers doing big PR and goodwill. They already view it as better than America. We're all dead, Corky. So how many days was that? You can just put that in Google. From September 3rd, 1929 till November 11th, 1929. Right. It takes a while to unfold these things, okay? The psychology is not turned. There's nobody in here that said, I'm selling no matter, just hit the sell. I can't take it anymore. Right? That's when markets capitulate in turn, when all these mutual funds that have taken all this tremendous quantities of stock. I think when I started in 1981, there were probably 100 mutual funds. There's probably 5,000 now, right? The Vanguards, the Fidelities, right? All the the Merrills, etc., the Charles Schwabs. They all, as the redemptions call for redemptions come, they have to puke all that stuff out. Right? They have a little bit of borrowing, they keep a cash reserve to pay out, but there reaches a point where, right? Plus you have over $1 trillion of margin debt. That's people that borrowed, right, to own stock. They have to replace that. We have right now that's not selling. Well, it's all the markets are starting to freeze up now. Look, I wouldn't have an appetite for buying a house right now, would you? Yeah, this was given to me by the boss and Janet. Right? Oh, you ain't seen anything of the printing yet, my man. The country I was thinking of was Venezuela earlier when I was talking about right, the role model, the country of the America of the future, right? Right. Not everybody's all eager to put their money into your bonds and notes and everything. J.G. Corksworth, there we go. Corky's a protest analyst, right? Boss has been very ill. He's been hospitalized. This is the second day. He had caught the flu, and it turned into some fluid in his lungs. So I encouraged Janet to take him in late yesterday morning, and they started him on antibiotics and everything. So I think he's doing. I talked to him today. You could hear him kind of yelling and being grumpy in the background. So that means he's pretty good. So, right, I mean, if the boss is kind of honoring and say, it's all right, everything is okay. Yep. So everybody's down. Bobby's down. I'm down. I think the boss is down. Janet gave him the sickies, right? Right. Oh, thank you, Dave. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. Like I say, some of you may disagree with my analysis, but certainly you can see what's been going on. There's very unusual things happening in the markets right now. How will it translate onto the streets in the future? All right. As much as Melody said, no, Bobby's right here. As much as Melody said, she wants to hear about the future. I don't think people are prepared mentally and emotionally for that. And I'm not the kind of person to jump the shark and let's see. Hey, gas can. I think my letter brought on fire to protest. Little did she know, she just burned a hole in the ozone layer the size of a size of a cup. That's funny. Yeah, well, I've talked about the Swiss franc, right? If you have a bank that has multi-currency facility, which a lot of the majors do, Americans aren't used to that. But if you lived overseas for any amount of time, then foreign currencies were second nature to you, and buying and selling and things like that, right? But here, not so much, because we've always had the U.S. dollar, but definitely the Swiss franc. You know, just gas can. Nice to see you. Do. If you a structured settlement and you need cash now, do. We'll take 40% off the top. It's your money, and we're gonna get 40% of it. Cereal box too small. Audit cereal box. Yeah, Corky's like, when's the next protest? Right, Corky's like, let's go. Oh man, they're having a march on. They're having a big march on Saturday. Where is the march from? It's from. Shit, I don't know where now. I can't remember where it's from. Yeah, thank you, Melody. There is a mega march that's coming. And I'm just trying to think of where it's, I don't know if it's Courthouse Square to City Hall, or I don't know what the hell it is. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the hell it is. So we'll be out there covering that. So if you're not subscribed, hit that bell for all notifications, because, well, Ronnie likes to see a lot of people when we're out covering. My moderator likes to see a lot of people out there. Is today Earth Day? PayPal, see it at the bottom, conversion. Yeah, it's 5% is, it's a little heavy. You know, it's better than what you're going to get at a walk-up window. Sometimes credit cards will have a facility to make a change. So make sure you're subscribed. I mean, Corky's ready for it. So the Rothschilds are getting upset. I don't know. You know, the one thing you got to remember, GTB, is brains aren't evolutionary. They're not in the genes, right? Hence, it's very hard to continue successful family businesses from generation to generation, because somebody will always squander, right, and ruin it. What's going on with Dave? Let's see. Dave, living the doggy dream. There you go. Get old Luna. That's it. So make sure you make Ronnie happy. Subscribe. Hit that bell for all notification. We're gonna be marching, y'all. Tomorrow this baby comes off. I gotta remember to get some bandage. I gotta get a waterproof thing to put over it. I'm kind of dreading taking a look at it, seeing what it. I don't know how bad it's gonna be. I don't know. Right? I don't know. It could be frightful. Let's make sure we're on all messages too, okay? Sometimes this thing, TikTok, is happy. I don't think TikTok's going to be around too long. You know, what's probably going to happen is the Chinese are going to say, you know what, TikTok's not for sale. Pull it from your app store, that's it. Right. No, we're not. We decided we're not gonna sell it. We'd rather just pull out of the. We'd rather just leave the market there and right. Do a wrist unboxing. Oh man, I couldn't even. Yeah, let's hit that thumbs up, man. I couldn't even imagine. I was thinking about crabbing, and I thought, wow, you know, it's not so much the casting. But suppose I'm going down the cliff, right, and I just cut that baby right open, right, and I got all that marine joy juice all. It's too horrifying to think about, right. So it's not so much the crabbing, it's getting down there and getting that crab in, right? Because you don't want to pull it up and it's smashing the rocks. 6 million businesses closed. I don't know. Where would, where, GTB? Where did 6 million? There are going to be a lot of businesses closed. People don't have the money. They closed up the fancy furniture store here. Mark Thomas Home is gone. Quite a few restaurants on 4th Street, which is our main entertainment restaurant, gone. How can you do... Yeah, TikTok can go on. It'll be... yeah, I would say there's very little chance of TikTok. If the president gets pissed, he'll just rescind his 75-day order or whatever and just close it down or whatever. My local fish bait. Hey Diane, how you doing? My local fish bait place closed. I don't know, but I can see a time when, you know, when it just things get pissy at the White House, and you know the Chinese, you know, do what they're gonna do, and Trump gets mad, and that's the end of it. You know, I knew from day one, and that's why I really stopped doing TikTok, that it wasn't going to be around for the long haul. Where is 600 Plant Life? Corky, did you chase him off? Right, I think Corky chased him out. All right, Diane, you stay as long as you like. He got chased out, right? He's chasing toads. I think Corky chased him out, right? Yeah, that's it, Grass. Lots of people lose their chart of TikTok. Well, I don't know if you should build your social media presence on an out-of-country app. I don't know, right? Right, Corkster was like, man, you can only lick so many toads in a day, dude. Right, in 600 Plant Life, he finally blew up. But I would never hitch my wagon to TikTok. Yeah, there'll be, I don't think at this point it's like roadkill for the president. I mean, right, they probably already told him, right? I mean, I wouldn't be thinking about getting elected, right? All right, all right, here we go. Let's pull the plug on it, and that's it. Hey, Scottish, how are you? Quirky, I don't know. I haven't seen Quirk. You mean Miss Tree, Scottish? I don't know. I don't think she. I don't think many people even really know. Her. No, Corky. Yeah, how you doing, Scottish? All right, Corky's our protest analyst. Yesterday he was Corky Rotten Crotch. Hey, optimistic. He has a very nice. Same to you, Scottish. He has a very nice portfolio of names, right? I know Miss Tree. She was asking me about where I lived the other day. I guess they want to come see you and take you and Witty Widow to lunch, right? Oh my Lord, can you imagine? Oh my, we're back to Las Vegas again. My mood went from a 6.5 to an 8. That's the way I feel down there. By the time I go down there, there'll be some, things, the dust will have settled. Right, they can't afford lunch with this. I don't know. Right. Nice to see you, Magda. Happy Tuesday to you. I hope that you are well. Our favorite college professor. Did you look at no, I didn't look at the Kennedy files because I was convinced in 1964 that Oswald had acted alone. He had the perfect motive. He lived in Minsk. He hated America. His wife was a commie. Right? He applied multiple times to emigrate to Russia, got turned down. Yeah, he had a chip on his shoulder. Plus, he was an expert marksman out of the Marine Corps. Oh, but how can he have taken multiple? Yeah, trust. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, I taught human biology in college. Corky, that should be your next one, Professor Corkster, right? Yeah, where the Epstein file? I'd like to know that myself. Here you got the attorney general of the United States 2 weeks into office. She's teasing it like, oh yeah, I got those files right here on my desk. It's like, here we are 2 months later. Right. So anybody, Magda, who doesn't think I'm fair and balanced, right, you know better than that. You know better than that. Photoshop and all this. I don't know, Christian. I don't know. I don't know if you were at Epstein Island or, let's see, Pam Bondi lets Cash do that. She takes care of the cheesecake on Fox. Yeah. It's kind of like that nice press secretary. Yeah, thank you, Diane. My Ray-Bans are... After I lost my 10th pair, I said, that's it. I've spent too much money. Yeah, I always thought just because you went to Epstein Island, I mean, how do you know what somebody did there? I don't know. Right. I mean, do you think like Bill Gates would just step up and partake of whatever the party favors were there? I don't know. Right. I guess it's just by association or whatever, right? Right. I don't know. You guys are smarter than I am. I don't know. I guess at one time it was like, you know, like Amanda Hogginkiss said, why would anybody go to the Rancho? Because it's a fun, cool place, right? Right.
I don't know, Billy.
That was it. Oh, that shit looked like Blackbird, but shit, that's a Dodge Charger. Way too much dirt on both sides. Yeah, I don't know. All the time, Scottish. I don't know. You know, was it a freak off? Right, Trump's a madman on 100. Jonathan, I don't know where the hell you came from, but I hope you stick around here. I'm always losing them. Yeah, I don't want cheap ones because the ones you buy cheap don't always filter out UVB rays, which is critical. What they do is dilate your pupils because they're dark, and then that lets more harmful UVB in. Yeah, well, Oswald definitely acted alone. Expert marksman. They told me, I asked before Epstein, and they told me he was a financier. Right. He was a financier. I think he was on Wall Street or something. Right. I know it was great to date Jamie Dimon, the chairman of Chase. JP Morgan Chase said, just for the record, I was never on Epstein. It just, right. He just took that baby, right, and just, that's it, man. Oh man, I'm 104%. I think that'll be the new meme, right? Oh boy. So we have to be prepared for some hardship on the trading front. It might be a tougher Christmas, but maybe it'll be a Christmas that reunites people with the reason for the season. You know, I don't mean to sound hokey, but I sense the last couple of years we pulled back anyway from the Black Friday stuff and all the people smashing in doors and flattening security guards and killing them to get the $99 TV. I like to buy cheap ones. Well, Diane, you better make sure they're UVB. They can say anything at all. Right, I won 312%. hit some gas. He wants to put on a show. He's waiting till it's all clear here. You got to have some kind of show. Apple phone's going to cost $10K. Man, Apple has lost $1 trillion of market cap. Now Microsoft is the biggest. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what effect $1 trillion has on capital investment? Wow. All right, we're going slow. We're going to peel out here. Boy, there's like nobody here for dinner tonight. I don't know if people are just spooked up or what's the story here. When does the art of the deal happen? Well, whomever that the president dealt with before, I don't think he's dealt with the Chinese government. They would rather put the population on Tiananmen Square and take a steamroller over top of them than give in. So they don't care, right? If you got to eat bats or something to survive, then get tasty ones. They're used to it. I've never felt so happy to be poor. You sound like a Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo. That famous scene before intermission where, right, she's up close lifting that fist like my crabbing at Bodega Bay with that orange sky in the back, yellow, orange, and that camera just pulls back with that fist in the air on that hill. Do, 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 do. Intermission. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Bum, bum. Yeah, you get to dandelions. People ask me to start doing depression cooking. I don't know. Right, it's already depressing enough, the menu. It's like, how much more do you want, right? I mean, you want me just totally on the rims with that rubber, right? Right, that's it. I mean, is it not depressing enough? Hey, how you doing, Catherine? Good to see you. Gee, I wish you'd come up and take some oranges and stuff. I hope you're doing good. I saw a movie once where they made ketchup into soup. Oh, they did that all door. Yeah. You went into the automat, like when Horn and Hardart, and you would get a saucer and you would get a cup, and they had a pot of boiling hot water. So you'd go up and get your boiling hot water in it, right? Just water. So far, you're good. You're not into it for a penny, right? And you go to your table. Now, it's warm inside, right? It's like 10 below zero outside. And you sit down, and you take that ketchup, depending how rich you like your soup, of course, and you give a couple good in there. You get some salt, you put some pepper in, and you stir it. And man, you're eating on the hoof for like zero. I mean, my kind of operation, right? And guys would do that all the time, and they were pretty nice in there. They didn't know what the hell the guys were doing, but what are you going to do, right? Yeah, eat off the dandelions. Castor oil, I don't know. Your sweatshirt. You know what I mean, Catherine? You know, it's like, who would tell the difference between, I thought you were going to do depression cooking, but then I see it, yeah, this is perpetually depressing. You really hit it on this, right? This is depression cooking is fine. Bring all the depression diseases back, might as well have the food too. That's right, Magda. So if you have a good depression recipe, feel free to send it in to me. It might feature your recipe. Right. So tonight I have surf clams and rice, or something a little different here. Right. Where's Amanda hug and kiss when you need her, right? Right. How to make a mud pie. Well, there were a lot of ways. There was a yeah, the old lady died. Yeah, they're still they're still cycling her crap around as if she's still walking the face of the earth, right, Magda? They're not going to let that bag of dog chow go, you know what I mean? They're still answering comments like it's grandma. I think I saw this before. Right, so, did we see this before? Right? Is she going to do a live stream? I don't think so, mate. Right? There's more than one person that teaches depression. Yes, dumpster food outlet. Problem is, Corky, because of yeah, Mario, because of liability law now, they lock up a lot of dumpsters. Right? So we throw out a lot of food, unfortunately. So I don't know. Right. But yeah, they might wheel the old lady out like weekend at Bernie's or something and just sit there like. That's right. Stir it some more. Right. Yeah, do you remember? Yes, I do. Yeah. She was, we were friendly for a while and I kind of fell out of touch. She caught a lot of flack from, I don't know. I don't know. We always got along good. People will be knocking on one of your food. You better believe that. Hey, I'll try to be charitable to people. Right? I try not to turn down anybody that asks for something, but... Right. My grandmother would tell us during the Great Depression when, they'd have their hat in their hand, right? Sorry to bother you. Do you think I could do you got a little bit of work that you need to be done? Cleaning some windows or something? I just need something to eat. Right. All right, well, you can weed a little bit out back and then give them a couple bucks, give them $1 and a nice sandwich, one for the road. That's what people did back then. They didn't pull out their 9mm and drill him in the head. Well, of course I shot him. I felt threatened. Hey, smelly cat. Yeah. Of course I drilled him in the head. How do I know? He might be speaking code for, I want to say, can I get a sandwich? I don't know. He might have been doing a drug deal. And that we would never hit those lows again. No, there's no pitfalls for that. That's what caused our problem, Magda. We went from nothing to too much socialism. That's what's leading to our downfall now. We went the opposite direction, so. Well, I'm just saying my opinion is we built up too much of an unsustainable, too much stuff loaded onto the government engine. It's going up that hill and all of a sudden, okay, boys, show's over. That's it. No, I'm not. I'm saying overconsumption, overproduction, overconsumption, overinvestment. That's what caused the after effects of World War I. First felt in the agricultural community with collapsing prices for farm products. All that demand from World War II. World War I just went down, right? That's where it began. Right, and then gradually, people had enough radios to go blasting around the hood and everything, and irons and refrigerators and Victrolas. It was a real capitalist, right, cleaning that was needed, a real enema, right. Right. This is totally different. This is like the mirror opposite of that. We can't eat it all. That's how they make a lot of their money. Trump is screwing the farmers. Well, the farmers have had a lot of agricultural underwriting. And when you're playing this tariff war, I mean, we were selling, I don't know, like 10 years ago, we were selling like $30 million worth of beef to China. And last year we sold $3 billion, and now China just cut it all off. That's it. Right. Germany suffered, which is why. Well, it's Magda, there's not several depressions. There was the Weimar Republic. There was a general debauchery and collapse of morals in places like Berlin and things like that. German society became an embarrassment. And people were glad when somebody came along and said, right, let's restore pride again. And everybody's like, it's about time. And of course, like anything else, it goes overboard the other direction, right? If we didn't learn from we deserve to fight. Hey, Rat Racer, we never learn. Human nature never changes, Rat Racer. Right? People get panicky when shit's gone down. They get greedy when things are gone. It's human nature. Change human nature, and you'll change the cycle of boom and bust. But that will, right, when the young people graduate this year and there's zero jobs, zero hiring, and on a professional level, I'm saying, right, and then they're out there and it's the next Occupy Wall Street, right? A lot of you don't even remember that, right? Occupy Wall Street. That's when Portland really took off. Yeah, 2008 was nothing. Yeah, well, we're gonna have our dalliances with communism and socialism here, and then they'll be overthrown, and that'll lead us into fascism, and then that'll be back to base level, right? Start over. Right, Magda? It's a lot easier to destroy a civilization than it is to build and maintain one. But people only find that out after the curtain closes. The 2008 one, it was a terrible. It was bad. Right, the market went down 50% in total. It was pretty bad. That's when I was able to scoop up the Rancho in 2011. Next month will be 14 years, and people thought I was out of my mind. They were almost holding onto my leg. Don't sign it, right? It's never going to stop going down. And I'm like, get off of me, dude, right? No, we don't have fascism now. We're just closing the book on socialism. But the young people will be out there with the hammer and the sickle and, all the trappings, the international. Right. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, as the union makes us strong. Yeah, dialectical materialism, that's right, Corky. Hegel believed progress could only come as a result of conflict. And then Marx grabbed onto that. The little leech he grabbed onto that idea. Right. You ever notice in life some of the worst ideas in history came out of Germany? Some of the worst philosophers, some of the most dour and sour people. Worst philosophers. No, they're too early in the game to understand what's going on. Do, 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 do. Well, look at it this way. April took the need to sell in May and go way out of you. Right? They did it for you. But this show still has a couple more acts to go before we have the big liftoff again. I still think it's possible as an outside shot to have the 25,000 Dow level as a turning point before a major rally there. That's psychologically where the turning point was in 1929. That 44%. Yeah, it's half genius, half art. I asked somebody about it, and they said because German is such a precise language, people can express exactly what they mean. That's why engineering is so good out of Germany, right? Everything there's the precision of language there, right? The Dow is 37,200. Right. No, I don't think the Dow will hit 50,000 in any of our lifetime. We have lots of weirdos. Yeah, I think Trump will say something before the market opens. Be smart, just to get a little bit of a breathing room and give people a break. Or else he might be of the mind, let's get the punishment over and, suck it up, buttercup. I'm trying to look at my stitches. Oh, that looks pretty gruesome. Holy crap. Oh, man. Oh, wow. It ain't pretty. I love how Musk is fighting. Musk is just suddenly he's going down like that. Whack-a-mole goes down below. Don't snag these stitches. Thank you, Prophet of Doom. How you doing, brother? There's our over-the-road man, Prophet of Truth. How you doing, buddy? Professor Corky. Be sure you breathe down there. You caught me crying. Okay. So tell me how all these companies coming back is a bad thing. We need to produce pharmaceuticals. The bad thing about it is we may not have the capital to make that happen. We have to go through this valley of destruction first. We're going through tremendous capital destruction right now. Right. That doesn't augur well for people bellying up to the bar and, oh, this is great. Sure, let's go ahead and do it. Number two, you have interest rates that are rising in the face of a falling market. Unprecedented in American history. Why? Because the risk is going up. Number three, you had the dollar crest over and is now going down, which means whatever foreigners would have bought our debt, A, they don't like our country anymore. B, they're happy to see what happens. And C, why would they buy at a 4.3% yield when currency is going to take away 10% in a year? Right? That's why it's not going to happen. Right. You're going to have states and local governments under tremendous pressure to fund their municipal bonds, everything, their tax bases and all that. My sister is worth less than this, and she dumps full amount to it. I advised her against that. Yeah, Magda's in here tonight. Yeah, we're not exactly sure. I mean, I've never disparaged any president or anything, and I never will. It's just not in my nature, but it doesn't mean everything you do is going to be correct. It doesn't mean everything is going to be incorrect. Cigars are available. The hell with it. There you go, Prophet. Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. Yeah, we love our Magda. She'll get out there with her international plan. Did she roll anything? Yeah. Yeah, anyway, anyway, Ma, that's just my take on it, right? They'll tell you this is just my opinion. You kind of don't like LBJ, but I liked him as a person. He was a school teacher. He came from nothing in Texas, right? He made something of himself as a school teacher, right? Oh, I don't know, Lick. We'll see if you maintain that tune in 2 weeks. Let's see. You have to have a reason for buying. You have to see how the field is. You have to see how the things are going to line up. You can't just blind buy, right? And say all of a sudden this will happen, and this. And you have to have a fundamental vision in your head. And my fundamental vision said that the debt of the United States is no longer fundable. And when the tariffs came around, it took away all the rationale for foreigners to buy our debt. We are on our own. Okay? We don't have enough money to boot into that and keep that thing going. Right. These are just my opinions. Yeah, that's it, Ma Rich. We always said that investing is the one area that defies basic economics because it runs more on human nature, right? Right. The higher things go, the more people want to buy it. The lower it goes, the less people want to buy it. It's human nature, right? Nobody likes to, catch a falling safe or whatever. Yeah, China will just pull credits, trade credits, and say yeah, we're happy to sell to you, but we need cash on the barrelhead. Let's see. I went back to the backlog, rose my cigars from 10 to 14. Wow. Well, you got hundreds of those bad boys over the road, huh? So I liked that Johnson. He was definitely a bully president, right? He would get up and put his finger on hit you like that, right? Tell those senators, get that shit passed. I don't want to go down as the one that didn't pass Kennedy's voter laws and all that. Okay. But, the Great Society was a great curse on our nation. He must have been really bad health because he didn't make it 5 years. Well, I think the Vietnam War took a lot of stuffing out of Johnson, as it does any president. Look at the way Carter came out of office. Right. It wears the guy down. The difference, this president is a delegator. He's like, just only tell me if we have a problem, okay? I don't want to, you guys handle it. This is why you're doing it. When China said, well, that's what I'm saying. If we make a move for Greenland, then China will be perfectly within their right to say, quid pro quo, right? To which I say, you're going to have a hell of a challenge on your hand to take Taiwan. Taiwan is like a bristly porcupine, right? It's not going to be good eating. Yeah, that's it, Alan Gentry. It's just, it's never getting a good night's sleep. It's, this shit always going on. What would you say, Rosie? Is it illegal? I would say it was senseless. You know, basically 4 months ago, Greenland would ever give you whatever the hell you want. You want 100 acres on the ice? Right, we'll just move our blubber making jerky operation down a little bit. Here you go, right? Right, nice patch of huge ice here, 5 miles square, do whatever the hell you want on it. Right, just try to remember when you leave at night to cover up the fishing hole so it doesn't freeze over the next day. Can you remember that? Do 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 do. Yeah, that hostage situation was the undoing. The Nightline. Dun 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 dun. I'm Ted Koppel. America held hostage day 442. Dun 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 dun. I'm all in on the golf of Mario. I wouldn't say we're enemies, but we're not like buddy allies, right? We're not drinking buddies anymore. We're like, you stay on your bar stool and I'll just don't come over here. Don't talk to me. Right? Right. Don't talk to me. Yeah, no, I don't know any days. Well, I did go to, hold on, I did go to, full disclosure, I did go to Solvang in Southern California, which is Little Denmark. I did have Danish red hot dogs, and I did have for breakfast Abelskivers, which is like a empty donut that has like cherries or joy juice in it and stuff. So, right. So and they had windmills too, which was pretty cool. Right. You ought to see my video. Right, cinematic Solvang. Yeah, check out my video. That in Little Sweden. Kingsburg. Transface. I don't know. I don't got Facebook. Extra joy juice. It was delicious. I did a review of it. It was very nice. Right. It was good. The food was excellent. Easy boondocking. Nobody around. Beautiful Southern California weather. Then on to Santa Ynez and looking around the valley there, beautiful, spectacular. All those beautiful missions all down the Pacific Coast Highway. It is a beautiful town, right? I enjoyed every minute in Solvang. And also Kingsburg, their water tower was like a teapot. It had a handle on it, and it had like a spout on the front of it. It was pretty cool, right? And what was weird, downtown Kingsburg, it was like November, and they had Christmas lights up, and they had music playing, the same music, like 5 blocks, right? It was pretty wild. It was pretty wild to hear the music walking down the street. Still in Facebook jail. Well, I didn't think TikTok would last. A ship full of goods are going to show up, and the declared value of the goods will increase 104%. Yeah. Obviously, Dr. Frankenstein, this type of trade relationship is untenable, right? If it went into force now, it's a recipe for complete and total economic nuclear winter to have that. Okay, so this guy's going to park in 2 spots here. That's cool. Less people are showing up to eat anyway. he don't much care. He'll go around and look at his park job. That's enough for him, right? This will keep people from parking there. Wow, really, Corky? Yeah, nobody likes to be pulled off the tee. And that's what's going to happen coming up. We're going to have a lot of teat pulling off here. And oh my God, Christian, you're out of your mind, dude. Right? Who bore the brunt of the Pacific Theater? Right? Who else fought a two-war front? Right? You best been gone to the store buying. I'm like, they will just walk away. Keep spinning no matter what. That's it, Mario. And the world keeps spinning round and round. Right. Luck be a lady tonight. Spin that slot machine, baby. Luck be a lady tonight. We entered the war in 1942. Right. Switzerland never entered the war. They were ostensibly neutral. Teeter tots or tater tots, right? World War I, we were more of a mop-up. At World War II, we were front and center, baby. Shipping, Marines, Air Force. Who took off on the Doolittle raid, right? Off the 26 Mitchell bombers taken off of the USS Hornet, right? In pitching seas. Whoever dreamed that you could launch fully loaded bombers off of an aircraft carrier? Never did. No, Christian, you got a lot of history to learn, dude. All that island hopping campaign, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, cost Philippines, cost us dearly. I used to trade my main course for extra in the school cafeteria. That's cool. We'll be in a war with Iran. I always say, just make sure you're prepared to meet your maker. Luck be a lady tonight. Solidarity forever. Ooh. Danny McNally, snort fruity pebbles. Oh, that guy, he parked his. Oh, I thought he took off. He just parked his Charger right there. All right. Was in the Navy then, but never talked to him. I love how the tide turns every protest. Magda, and I told you the economics that underlie this before the president even took office. All right, he's just an incidental player in the whole thing. He's a walk-on extra. All I know is I'm living a dream. One Cheez-It and Keystone beer at a time, Mario. That's beautiful, man. That is beautiful. I think my grandfather landed in jail. Let's see, one beer at it's Baltimore, you know, what are you going to do? Shows him pearly white, just a jackknife. Has Mac Heath here, and he keeps it way out of sight. Up, ooh, doo, down by the river, doo-ba-doo. Ooh, that Dookie and Lucy Brown. Do. Now that Mackie, he's back in town. Oh, you're going to see a lot of stuff come down, Magda. He's back in town. Look at the price of lumber. All right. Look at the price of copper. Look at the price of soybeans over the last 6 months. He back in town. You're going into a classic deflationary depression. It'll eventually turn into a inflationary stagflation. He's back in town. Try the veal. Yeah, and don't forget to took care of, right? I love that scene in Goodfellas where Ray Liotta takes his girlfriend into all through the kitchen of the Italian restaurant. That's a great one shot with the guy with the Steadicam following him through, right? All through the kitchen. How you doing? Yeah, dropping a 10 spot on the guy. Yeah, how you doing, man? Going through the kitchen. Hey, how are you? Right? Go into the club, sit the table down. Isn't that a beautiful movie? Wasn't that great, Corky, that shot? That's like the longest moving shot in like motion picture history right there. Oh, Danny, it takes time for things to filter through the economy, but demand will have its legs cut off, okay? And we will be gorged with supply. We just won't have any capital, right? Land, labor, and capital. Like the big three. Yeah, that 1917 long shot was, when the guy's running up the line, yeah. That's a bleak movie, though, 1917. Yeah, rest in peace, Ray. It was a great movie. Beautiful cast, beautiful story, beautiful characters, right? Tommy 2 times. Yeah, how you doing? How you doing? By the time they found Tommy Carbone, it took 2 weeks to thaw him out for a funeral. They were finding bodies all over the place. And Jimmy, I never seen him happier because what's his name was gonna be a made man. Bum bum bum. Yeah, love me some Goodfellas. Yeah, Napoleon. Jimmy 2 times. That was it. By the time they found, it took them 2 weeks to thaw out Jimmy Carbone. Right. The Last Rifleman. Yeah. But that's one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Just the cinematography on that is just outstanding. Good storyline, moves along. There's no dead spots in it, right? I don't shine shoes now. Hey, Tommy, go grab your shine box. Hey, Solomon. I don't shine shoes anymore. Get it? Goodfellas, yeah, great flick. Great flick. I don't know, Brandingo, what gender are you? Ray Liotta. I can't believe Ray Liotta died. Yeah, everybody takes a beating sometime. Also, I like Casino too. That was another good one. Oh, ding, ding, bum 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 bum. But I never seen Jimmy so happy. Hey, how you doing? Eating at the diner, yeah. He gets the word, yeah. Hey, we had a little problem today. Huh? Yeah, we had to whack him. Smashing the phone. Shit. Yeah. I love the way Goodfellas talk. Yeah, we had to whack him. You know? Right. Yeah, Tommy, we had a little problem today. Yeah, we had to whack him. Oh, shit. Everything's just business, plus Henry. No, and I couldn't see anybody else playing Jimmy either, or right, Tommy 2 times and all these guys. Knew all the mobsters. Yeah. And Maury. Yeah, you like the pink Cadillac, right? Oh, man. Great casting in that. It's hardly anybody down here tonight. I guess that one guy was going in to pick up food. I don't know. Bum bum bum. Oh man, I'm still itching from that allergy shot yesterday. I think they upped the dose on me. These live streams have been great. I didn't see that one. As far back as as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster, right? Yeah, I don't know. Shit fell off the back of the truck. What, are we gonna leave it in the street? Yeah, and they're in the jail and the place stunk up the joint, something awful, right? Here's your prosciutto. Oh yeah, did you get the wine? Yeah, there you go. Good. Good. Hey Frankie, you better cut back. You're getting a little fat there. Hey, Booker put himself on the map, right? Posting Taco Bell knockoff recipes, yeah. Right? A lot of people know who Senator Booker is now. That's Shimei's senator there. Right. No, okay, I'm like now cleaning up after I cook. All right, way to go. I already made some rice today. I got some thawed out some surf clams, little soy sauce. Enjoy them. Yeah, we had to whack him. Yeah, we had to whack him. It's like putting that to garbage. It turned me on. Yeah, Karen Hill. Man, at the end, Ray was so wired up on stuff. The helicopters overhead. They're just going to open up American-made factories tomorrow. It takes capital. Right now, we're on a capital wipeout. Right? We have one of these once in every 2 generations. You have this implosion where trillions and trillions of dollars of capital are just destroyed. Right? And then you're hard scrabbling to get money. That's when businesses on the street close. When the local lending Redwood Credit Union says, you know what, we're not going to renew your loan. So we'd appreciate it if you make arrangements to pay it off. And I got a restaurant. I had hardly any. Well, how the hell am I going to pay it off? We're going to have to whack you. Right, we're going to have to whack you. Right. Yeah, we don't know how things will turn out. Everything on here is opinion, okay? Right? I really like those Accords and Civics. They're so quiet. Right. Really good in a movie called Something Wild. Oh, I remember that movie. Yeah, he was in with Laura Dern. Wasn't she in that movie? Wasn't Laura Dern in that movie too? I'm really stretching my memory, but I'm on Jeopardy right now. Who is Laura Dern? Correct. Movie stars for 500. The Daily Double. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that was a while ago. Something Wild, right? I remember Laura Dern in that movie for some reason. Oh, Melanie Griffith, that was it. Yeah, I'm wrong. I used to like Melanie Griffith, and then it just all came, it just all, you know what I mean, boys, right? I liked her in Pacific Heights. I'd like to see that movie again. They had a weirdo movie. I didn't like Guys and Dolls. Some music, I didn't like Music Man. You know, I didn't. Oklahoma was okay. South Pacific, I didn't. You know, Yankee Doodle Dandy was great with Jimmy Cagney. Anything with Busby Berkeley in the 1930s. You know, Fiddler on the Roof, good, right? Chorus line, do 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 do, the one. Singular sensation, every move that she makes, do 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 do, one look and suddenly nobody else can do 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 do. She became a Hey you Martel, when I see you again, thank you. When I tell you about it, when I see you again, oh, I wish I knew what that song was. I know. Yeah, I love that. She became a hot mess. Yeah, that was it. Man, I love Dr. Frankenstein. He just freaking nails it, right? Right. Dude, that's why Pam Anderson, say what you will. I mean, she went with the no makeup, right? I heard the voice. Reese, perfect example to refrain from plastics. Best Hitchcock film, Shadow of a Doubt. Filmed right here. This train station right behind me figured prominently. Right, Joseph Cotton, Teresa Wright. Great movie. It was also Hitchcock's favorite movie. Oh, Britney Spears. Wow, I haven't heard Britney Spears in 2 years. Did she chew up all her money? Literally? Somewhere in time. Yeah, that was James Seymour and Christopher. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Yeah, it was filmed right. There were 5 major motion pictures. Many more. Shadow of a Doubt, Scream, All My Sons with Edward G. Robinson, Burt Lancaster, Happy Land with Don Amici and Natalie Wood's first movie. She was a Santa Rosa girl. And what the hell oh yeah, Shadow of a Doubt. And also you've seen the Pollyanna House before there on One Street. I liked Anne of Green Gables. I thought that was a good movie with Richard Farnsworth before he took his life from cancer. That was a good movie. I can't remember the woman's name that played the sister. Right. You didn't think you'd like a kid's movie, but it was a beautifully done movie. Right. Hey, how you doing, Judy? I liked Richard Farnsworth. He was in The Straight Story, too. We probably never saw it, but an outstanding movie. The Straight Story. Sissy Spacek, Richard Farnsworth. Well, it's not because he's straight or gay. His name was Alvin Straight. So. Oh, do 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 do. Bum bum. Colleen Dewhurst. She was wonderful in Anne of Green Gables. She was amazing in that. Rear Window. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't cotton to Barbara Bel Geddes and was that I don't know if that was that Grace Kelly in that. I never liked. Well, you guys always say, oh, Rosie, you just don't like blondes, right? Kim Novak and Doris Day. I liked. That's my mother. What will I be? Will I be happy? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. K, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. Do, 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 do. Barbara Bell Geddes was wonderful. Yeah, and that's exactly right. Dallas is Miss Ellie. The latest movie is Where the Crawdads. The other one I've been made lately. I'm waiting till they make a remake of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Do 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 ooh ah ooh ah ee ooh ooh do 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 we and take it up a half step, Alvin. Alvin. Okay. Have you ever heard of It Was Blonde? I never have, Melody, never. Nope. I'm waiting on the remake of all the Porky's, man. Porky's was great, wasn't it? You Angel Beach mother. You candy ass Angel Beach mother. Imitation of Life was a good movie. Yeah, don't remake, don't ruin it. It's like saying we're going to remake Animal House. Please don't. Right? You mind if we dance with your dates? No, not at all. Yeah, you can't do that movie. And somebody was saying today that, what was the movie? Hell, I was watching a clip of something today. Oh, shit, I can't remember what it was. And the person in the comment section is like, after 1990, you couldn't make a movie like this anymore. Just Hollywood is such a mess right now, guys. I'm telling you. They don't know what the hell to do. Right? They haven't had an original thought in their head. Do you mind if we dance with your dad? No, not at all. Yeah, let us have 3 black labels, please. What the hell was the movie? I don't know. I just can't remember what it was. It was a cinematic treat. I can't remember what the hell it was. That championship game, yes, it was. I heard Brandon. Yeah, St. Bounds and his kids. We were very impressed. Yeah, I have a video here, Catherine. I have a video of going to when I was in Chicago. Right, you can just put St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and Mr. X took me. Although Clark Street, the garage where the shooting is long gone, and there's no plaque to even tell you where it is. Right, Mr. X in Chicago, the apartment house behind in the alley where the lookout told them, hey, they're here. That place is still there. You have a lot of good videos in Chicago. The Biograph Theater where Melvin Purvis gunned down. What's his name? The most wanted criminal in the 1930s. John Dillinger, that was it. Trains, Planes, and Automobiles is probably one of the top 5 comedies I ever saw in my life. There goes LMLM. Do 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 ooh 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 ah ooh ah ooh. I'm ready for Christmas. Anybody else ready for Christmas? Rear Window had Thelma. Thelma Ritter's great, man. She was in The Women in 1928. Thelma Ritter was a great character actress. So was shit. Who played Ma Kettle? Marjorie Main. Right, her voice, unbelievable. Marjorie Main. Thelma Ritter and Marjorie Main were probably my 2 favorite female character actors of that period. Do 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 do. She was also in Clark Gable's Wild Things. That was yeah, Lurker. We're gonna have a scaled down reason for the season this year, right? We can keep it very simple. Strangely, I like the batteries not included, right? Reminded me of growing up in Baltimore. I don't do anything with meme coins. You're just asking for something that's going to be deflated. Why would anybody buy a meme coin? Right? The only reason is the greater fool theory. Do 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 do. Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong over the long haul with precious metals. They always preserve purchasing power beautifully. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Just we haven't rolled over to the psychology of the poor man's gold yet. Silver. Yeah, spending time with family. Right. I'm going to enjoy Holy Week next week. Not next week, but week after. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Do, 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 do. Not do, 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 do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do, 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 do. I need to do my concealed carry permit. I hate sitting in a classroom for 10 hours of instruction again. Man. Re-upping that. I'm only putting one. I qualified on 3 pistols last time. I'm only doing 1 this time. Do 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 do. Glock would be my everyday carry. 19. Gen 3. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. I just couldn't. It was hard to take the first time. I still have all of my materials. So can I, Christian. I can walk in and get a kilo of gold over the counter, too. Yahtzee night again, man. Let's have Monopoly. Every time we ever played Monopoly, somebody would get pissed and just throw the whole damn board up, right? Yeah, that silverware's got wax inside of it. Yeah, you have to sit in a class, yeah. Yeah, and it's mainly just telling you you're probably going to get sued. It's 10 hours to tell you that you're going to get sued if you waste somebody, so just be ready for it. Right? If you shoot them, drag them over the threshold of your house first. Make sure they're pointed towards you, not in the back, right? And then go ahead. Do 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 do. You know, society we live in today. Oh, Grandma, this was my son was my age. It's everything I had in the world, and you've now taken him away from me. Jory's like, oh, wow. Couldn't you have just shot the dude in the toe or kneecap? You went center mass and just took him out. Best thing you can have is the little silver quarters and dimes. Right? They're easy to spend. You don't have to worry about change a lot. You know, 2 silver dimes, you get a nice gallon of gas or whatever, right? Or 1 silver dime today. Get a gallon of gas, fill up for, right, 20 silver dimes, you're good to go. Do 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 do. No, it will be coming up. Make sure your camera. Alexa's been put off the property. You can find them at coin stores. They'll sell you $100 face of dimes and quarters. Right, probably 23 times, 22 times face value there. That's the way to go. And just have some sitting there, just your bread insurance policy, right? Yeah, who's going to be deported from the Rancho? Yeah, Alexa was deported from the Rancho, right? Alexa was just too... right, yeah, we had a bit of a correction, but that correction's coming to an end, so... Actually, gold is held up magnificently in the face of all the shit that's going on. Oh, they're pre-1965, Buttercup. Right? Anything pre-1965 is silver, quarter or dimes, half dollars. They're all 90% silver. And a dollar's worth is 0.72 ounces. In other words, 4 quarters gives you 0.72 ounces of silver. The rest is copper that's in it to keep it... actually, it's all silver now. I'm thinking about the recent one. 0.72 ounces. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Do 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 do, Mr. Grinch. Alexa broke up. It was a short relationship. Basically, Alan Gentry, Alexa was uneducable. Right? There was never any game. Right? We never made any ground. It was just always at ground zero. And I studied a lot of special ed. Right? In other words, I was trained to teach the uneducable. But even I failed. Sad to say. And finally, that's it. I just said, I just can't do it anymore, right? I'd come in the morning and things just spinning yellow, and it's like a 1 in 5,000 updates, right? You try to ask it something, it's spinning yellow, and I'm like, you know what? Time to go. Pack your shit and get out. Let's see. What is the most reliable and best sounding vintage receiver for the dollar, Mario? The Sony STR series from the 1960s and 70s. Pound for pound, budget. Right? Sony just built stuff that there's no such thing as restoring an old Sony, right? It's beautifully made, beautifully crafted. Right, just make sure you get a nice clean faceplate on it. No Mars, no nicks, no nothing. Good screen printing. And what's up, Steve? Am I making a killing? No. Sonys are beautiful. The other one is a Pioneer SX780. If you can ever get your hands on one of them, what an absolutely beautiful unit. Not cheap, but it's. Right, has the Darlington power pack transistor. It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece of equipment. Done. No alimony, Christian. Yeah, I have them all. I have everything. Right. I got it all. I'm going to be selling my Nico. Nico is a good underbrand. It's excellent, but it never got the headlines on it. Great sounds. Nikko. Nico. Bump. Doot, 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 doot. It's actually getting warm enough to get into the shop. Doo doo. Our rainy season might be over. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. Da 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 da. Doo 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 doo. Bump bump up. Do 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 do. Yeah, Nico. I like to listen to some jazz. flip down. Oh, man. Realistic was, I think it was probably Sansui. Oh, I couldn't swear to that. Hey, Kelly, but Realistic was is a very sought after brand. Right, very, very sought after brand. Bump, bump, ba-doo, do, 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 do. What's going on, Kelly? Do, do. Kelly, are you still boycotting the USA? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, make sure you hit the thumbs up, the three dots, and then hit the thumbs up. Doot 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 doot. A few minutes to go. Look at those the Canadians, man. They're rolling like a well-oiled machine. Right? Man, who knew that the team would gel this year? Right here. Right. They've restored pride to Eastern Canada there. Right. I used to be able to get parts there. Do 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 do. Bum 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 da 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh man. You have to admit the Canadians have really been rolling pretty good. It's good for hockey, right? They got that Canadian spirit. I just had a feeling like all the pieces are coming into place, right? I could see this team just rounding into form, right? All they needed was a little bit of confidence, right, to get out there like we're going to win. Let's see, I'm realistic because Thank you, Conquest. Oh, since we all faced the pandemic, isn't that true? I remember in March 19th of 2000, being in Las Vegas that very day when they kicked us all out. Pack your shit and go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country. Yeah. You get a lot to like in a Marlboro. Filter, flavor, soft or box. Right. I'm ready for your arrival, Admiral. We have your straitjacket ready for you. Buy our Zippo lighters. That's crazy, yeah. Oh, shit. Man, they wouldn't give you that. Do. I'm sure tobacco was a great comfort thing. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. LSMFT. Right. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. It's toasted. Do. It's the Jack Benny program from Hollywood. Brought to you by Lucky Strike. Do. Do do da 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 da. Dee. Oh man. Do 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 do. I think it's like a morning protest. Believe it or not, there's going to be a march. I don't know where we're marching from. Uh-oh, we got Popo. All right, what do we got? What happened? Let's be nosy. That's what I'm noted for. We got Popo. Do, 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 do. Got that bird right there. Oh, the old bird. He's in handcuffs. I don't know what the guy did. He might have looked at a pretty girl the wrong way or something. That stuff can get you arrested here now. If you're leering. Do, 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 do. This guy was leering at me. Do, 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 do. You know what I mean, Corky? Somebody was leering. Right. You can't even leer at you can't even leer at somebody. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bum bum do 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 do. Let's go see what's going on downtown tonight. Oh, I thought we could make the light. Do 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 do. Hey Brian, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh boy. I wish Mannix was still on in Hawaii 5-0. Steve McGarrett. With Cam Fong as Fong Camp. Man, that was like must-watch TV. With Wu Fat. So, Mr. Bond, we meet again. Mr. McGarrett. You cannot arrest me. I am diplomatic from China. Wu Fat. Do 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 do. What is it? Yeah, not that one. There's another protest. You have to go to Indivisible. There's something going on at the courthouse. I don't know if I have the wherewithal to right to want to go to another Tesla protest. You know, I'm a little saturated. We had 5,000 people down here though last Saturday. Yeah, you got to go to Indivisible. They got something cooking up. Something recorded. They're doing a march somewhere to somewhere. I don't know where in the hell it is. All right. Well, the Pliny the Younger is all gone now. All sold out. This mall is just about dead. They should implode it, fill in the ground, and connect these streets back together again. Worst thing that ever happened was that damn mall. All right, let's see what's going on downtown. There's nobody at the Belly. Outside, how's your meat? Augie's French, a couple people in there. There's the bike riders. Man, I haven't been on a bike ride in so long. Right. It reminds me, I got to get my... Looks like the crowd is starting to shrink now. Right. Looks like a bit smaller crowd than used to be. Do 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 dun 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 dun. Or the beer baron. I don't think there's any good sports on right now. I don't know. March Madness is over. The FBI, a Quinn Martin production. Oh boy. Yeah, we still have these streets painted from the protest. Funiculi, funicula. Oh man, I go all the way back to the Green Hornet. Green Hornet. Yeah, you just don't get as much bang for your buck schlepping copper around, you know. Yeah, a lot of people be hesitant to buy because it would be just industrial use, you know. So they probably mark you down a lot, right? You know, I don't want to schlep around a lot of ingots of copper. Yeah, the Pliny is all sold out. Yeah, Bruce Lee was Kato, the driver, and that beautiful, like 1959 Lincoln Continental is beautiful. Yeah, one day they might be worth a lot, but it's going to be hard to get change for a ingot of copper to store, you know. Guy's going to want a nickel and dime. I don't know, man. Is this pure? Is this number 2 copper? Or is this, you know, got some other crap in it? Right. Well, if you're here illegally, I don't care if you bounce a basketball or whatever, right? That's the chance you take. And they let the Supreme Court let the deportations continue. So you better believe they're going to be in high roundup mode now. Making hay while the sun shines. You can go to any coin shop. You can also order them online. APMEX, APMEX. You can order all that stuff online. They're dependable. Yeah, there's not many people in the bike ride anymore. I guess it just ran its course. Leave it to Beaver. Starring Hugh Boma. Barbara Billingsley. Tony Dow. And Jerry Mathers as the Beaver. Who didn't like the beef, right? Who didn't like the beaver? Gee, beef. Why aren't you going to play? Well, it's on account I can't. On account of I'm not allowed to leave the house, right? Yeah, I had to watch Lawrence Welk with my grandmother who was smashed out of her mind all the time. Thank you, boys. Wonderful, wonderful. And now we have the wonderful Byron Florin on accordion. Thank you, boys. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I think it's good that we have that are above political party and stuff. They rarely get appointed, right? It's only in the last 20 years that we started really examining justices as to whether they could be impartial. Right? It's like what happened in Wisconsin with the Supreme Court judge. Oh, this one's a liberal. This one's a Republican. It's like, well, shit. You better be a judge, fair judge, first and foremost. Now, our judiciary's been corrupted. We never had that thought when we never knew of politics. It might have been there, but just a different story. Miss Landers, yeah, she was all right. Donna Reed, woo! That was mine, man. Just the way I like them, man. A little bit of that girl next door, a little bit of devil may care, a little bit of glam. The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC. This lander, oh, that's sad. Oh, daggone it. Wow. Wonder if she was a smoker. A lot of people smoke that. I want to pick up smoking again. I enjoy having a little bit of tobacco. Oh, she smoked, okay. Right, Chief. We must go see Professor Whoopi. I don't know anything. Don't worry, Chumley. You know what I need? One of those big chickens to tear apart. Yeah, everybody smoked. You get a lot to like in a Marlboro filter, flavor, soft or pack or box. Yeah, that was it. In the crush-proof box. Sometimes you just want to smoke a little tobacco, But I don't know if I want to smoke another 2 years and then quit again. Blah, blah, blah. Right. Cools in Newport. Salem. They were big in Baltimore, as you can imagine, man. Big. Salem, Newport, and Cool. I smoked Parliaments. I had Viceroy, Winston, Marlboro Lights. Yeah, I don't know. I know Virginia Slims was. I don't think Viceroy was for women. Virginia Slims, maybe. Right, or 101. One silly little millimeter longer. 101. 101. Virginia Slims. Dun do 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 do. Yeah, that was good tradable stuff, right, Alan? Even if you didn't smoke, right? It was good currency for trading. What was the beer of choice over there? Budweiser, Miller, Vuvu brand? All right, we're gonna put the trash cans out. So hang loose, everybody. Oh, 2001 Space Odyssey. I couldn't sit through that. Oh no, no. I was saturated in 3 minutes on that. I strapped in the hood. There's a lot more parking on the street now. I think a lot of people are self-deporting now. Right. A lot of people are self-deporting. Tie my shoe. Like I heard that public service announcement from Christy Noem. If you are here illegally, we will find you. And we will deport you, and you will lose your chance to ever come back to the United States of America. Do 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 do. Man, one of the strongest cigarette I ever had was the French Gitans. Woo! Wow, they were unbelievable. Unreal. Gitan. Alright, the place is a little bit of a mess, alright? Don't flip out. Oh man. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright. Alright. Let's sit in here and have a beer. Oh man. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We don't need the fireplace on. Well, maybe it makes a nice effect. I don't know. All right, I gotta wash my hands. Look at Missy Jen sent me a nice card. Love and joy, Missy Jen. Do 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 do. Ba-ba-dum. Doot, 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 doot. All right, let's get some peanuts going. Yeah, I gotta go through all this reapplication for this concealed carry permit again. Oh man, I just don't like that. Oh man. I gotta get some flour tomorrow. All right, let's have a brew. Nicely hydrated. Do 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 do. Bum ba do ba do ba ba Oh man. All right. Here we are, man. Wait, tomorrow we get to take this turkey off. Right, and see how bad the damage is. See if they got it around the meat there. Oh, yeah, that's a long one, man. I always tell people I got in a Baltimore knife fight. Right? All right, coffee and cigarette. No, it's not itchy. It's just not super sanitary right now. What was the final score, Kelly? Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. 4-1, man. They're playing like a house of fire, Kelly. They must have gotten some open net goals there. My boy Suzuki. Mario, it's like a rotten crotch underneath of there, right? Just think I have to put my head next to it. All right. Do 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 do. Bum ba do ba do boo 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 doo boo boo. All right. All right. Yeah, Rosie rotten crotch. I like to empty my pockets out here. Before you go home to see Susie Rotten Crotch. I'm just getting ready for dinner here. Hold on. Susie Rotten Crotch. Oh man, the concealed carry permit, another class. Oh wow, it's like a bummer. We drink Budweiser and leave when they would just buy us cases of beer and we stayed drunk for a week. Brand new and out of the box. Wow, why would you do that? Cheers, everybody. It's almost warm enough for the Hawaiian shirts. Oh man, you like that? Isn't that nice? That's real vintage Yama right there. Thank you, Melody. With the pride and joy of the Fishers. Right there, Fisher Row. 4 of those beautiful Fishers. Going down to 28. Wow. You got the fabled Wall of Sound. Many tubes, many transistors. I never toted up how many tube units I had versus solid state. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Just I have some rice and some. I'm not going to slobber in front of you, but I've outlived my usefulness tonight. So I'm going to close it out. I got to see about what it's going to take to put this banner up over here. To my wonderful moderators, Ronnie, Scottish Saren, and Shimei, thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do. I am very, very appreciative. I try not to let any year after year, never forget to thank my moderators for everything that you do. Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure to hit the thumbs up.